welcome to Geek Nonsense Now. Hi.
I'm here.
What a great intro. I was going to let you do the intro since you kind of came up with the topic, but then you went, hi.
If that isn't endearing, I don't know what is. All right.
Hi.
Hi.
How do you start your show? Hi.
Welcome back to Geek Nonsense Now, where today we're talking about what animal would win in a fight. I'd probably do something like that. I don't know.
That's way better. All right,
Yeah.
let's try that. Welcome back to Geek. I forgot.
That was
News nonsense.
It was
now where animals are fighting.
Terrible. That was startlingly better than your first attempt.
It was better.
I like hi.
I think it's something we're going to practice. Yeah. Hi.
That's it.
So, what animal would win in a fight? We've got Godzilla versus Kong on the cover. We might as well talk about that first.
I'm seeing that tomorrow, so like I'll have a good answer for next. I can just say, if you know whatever we think today, next week I'll be able to confirm.
Well, what would you
think?
Right. I mean, well, confirm based off the movie. Our opinion's more important than it actually happens in the movie. So, who do you think? I would say Godzilla every time, right?
Ooh. So I think Godzilla definitely.
I think Kong.
Why?
Look. Okay. Look, I get why you go Godzilla. He's got all these powers.
Nuclear breath.
Yeah, nuclear breath. Sure. The opposable thumbs of
Godzilla
Kong.
could pick stuff up.
Yeah, but not with the agility and as
Claws,
adeptly as
then.
Yeah, but fine. But like what are claws going to do against a big ass building that's been fashioned into a spear?
So you're thinking Kong's going to be coming into this with like
what
weapons.
kind of big ass building gets fashioned into a spear?
The Sears Tower.
I would have gone with Space Needle. But
Space
yeah,
Needle. That's a good one. All right.
Or the lady with the torch. What's that one?
The Empire State Building.
No. Columbia Pictures. Yeah, you take that
good
chick
call.
and just swing her. Well, actually, if you get the French one too, that's actually shorter than the one that they gave us. So if he goes dual wielding the two towers,
Who's that? Like Kong?
Yes. Well, if he gets,
Kong.
he's like, I gotta get, and then he's got a longer and a shorter Ladies of Liberty that he's gonna. Okay, if under those circumstances, obviously Kong would win. Yes. Now that we've changed, if that's happening, I'm all in for Kong.
What if we give Kong an AK-47, a giant?
Well, then again, I'm gonna say he's gonna win.
Is it like a regular AK-47 or a Kong-sized AK-47?
Obviously, a Kong-sized AK-47.
You wouldn't be able to work.
What do you mean? Obviously, who's building that?
First of all, he said.
Who's building
when he said it the first time, he said a Kong-sized, so that's why, obviously. Second of all, you're the one talking about fashioning a building into a sphere.
He's the one who does it. Just like grab a big rock.
We're talking about a giant lizard versus a giant ape.
Yeah, like
you know how buildings work?
Just
They're
like
hollow on the inside.
Just like sticks.
No, not like sticks at all.
It's been a long time since I've played with a stick. I don't know. Look, I'm just saying Kong, I feel like would be able to fashion a weapon, kind of like Batman versus Superman. I'll take Batman. Superman's got all the powers, but Batman's going to outsmart him with his gadgets, his weapons, his buildings sharpened into weapons.
No, Batman even says in Batman versus Superman and stuff like that, that if he wanted to, every time they fight, he's like, if Clark actually wanted to, he could destroy me in an instant. But that's the difference between me and Clark. He's a good person and I'm not. So that's more like, now you're bringing in morality and what length you're willing to go to. I thought we were just talking about animals fighting.
Yeah, okay. I wanna get
Is
back
one of
on
the animals man?
Wait, I want to get back on this track because from the trailer that I've seen, it looks like knowing nothing outside of the trailer, right? I have not read anything about this. It seems like Godzilla is going to be the bad guy, and they have to get King Kong to fight him to be the good guy. Like the humans are rooting for King Kong to win, right?
So you're
Which
saying,
it would be a weird turnabout. They've been rooting for Godzilla for the past two Godzilla movies.
Well, it's also weird that Kong got as big as he did. Because if you look at his size during the Kong movie, it's
that was way back in the Vietnam War. He had a growth spurt, and
yeah, there was more nuclear activity after the Vietnam War, which that's why I'm wondering if the nuclear breath on is even going to be that effective, because it wasn't against some of those other nuclear creatures, but
Well, I think we clearly have to establish that maybe this Godzilla is a different Godzilla than like the original Japanese like movies, because there's like 8 Godzilla movies and they get like just more.
the sizes.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
The sizes, the power.
Without a doubt, the largest one, though.
So for these hypotheticals, we're putting them basically on as much of an even ground as possible, which I think it's kind of crazy when you start talking about fashioning weapons and things like that. Now, could Kong
Do we think Kong is that smart?
potentially fashion a weapon or something like that? Would he also then need something specifically made to fight Godzilla? Like, would a random building or something turned into a giant spear work? Or would it just shatter immediately because so does anything else that Godzilla comes? I mean, most buildings, when Godzilla hits them, turn into dust.
But
So if you took a building and swung it at him, he'd probably be like, why did you think that would work?
But here's my thing. If Kong is on the human side, then we have to like communicate with him somehow, right? So if he's capable,
like Coco.
yeah, if he's capable of that, like we could tell him, like,
Friend.
here's a Hellfire missile,
Murder.
wing it at him, like, or like,
Here's
hey,
a missile. That's
I don't know.
So you're saying though that the humans are going to be aiding one of these over the other?
Yeah, and I think it's
that's
going to be
just cheating.
That's what the trailers led you to believe.
Right.
That's
We
what
should really.
the trailer has led me to believe. I have seen nothing outside.
I mean,
of that.
it could be that is, in fact, part of the thing. They're like, we got to help this one over that one. And then it's like, we were helping the wrong one. Or, who knows what's actually going to be in the movie. But it will be interesting to see, like, will the aid of humans be the deciding factor in this battle?
I think it has to be. I think that's the only way you get a positive storyline out of this. Because if Godzilla's a bad guy and he wins, he just terrorizes humanity forever. So
but he's a great protector.
Humanity's split it 50-50. Like, half of you guys are on Kong's team now, half of you are on Godzilla's.
Oh, how wild of a turn would that be? Have one global faction supporting one and another faction supporting another.
East versus West.
Yeah, that would be fucking wild.
Tale as old as time. Godzilla versus Kong. The Jets versus the Shark. I just can't wait to see them snapping at each other down and out. Yeah.
Oh my god, if that's not how the Kong Godzilla finale ends now with a dance battle, I'm going to be sorely disappointed.
I got to say, though, I'm going to speak up for Godzilla here. Again, if you make these two things the same size, it's like, what if you made a Komodo dragon like the same size, relative size and whatnot as a gorilla and relative strength? Yeah. Which one do you think would have the more abilities?
I get, but they're both super intelligent for their species, but I think that's a more exponential growth for the gorilla, because Kong seems.
But now I'm just saying, what weapons do you have? He has brute strength, but they both have that. Godzilla has natural defense. His scales, I think, are going to be more protection than a gorilla's hide. Not to say that a gorilla's hide isn't going to be crazy strong, but if we're talking about two somewhat evenly matched things, and then when it comes down. Yeah. And when it comes down to the next thing, the claws, you were talking about how, Godzilla could pick things up and manipulate things. That's useful to a point, but he doesn't have natural weapons like the claws. The best he has is his teeth, and he can punch, but that's, again, more spread out than like claws shredding. I'm thinking Godzilla comes away in that fight, which is why, if that's the case, if that logic all adds up, and they came to the same conclusion there, maybe you will see the humans helping Kong, and because he'll need it.
Humans like an underdog story, just like
and we would be more willing to trust, based upon our own tribal prejudices, an ape over a lizard.
Yeah.
That's more human. Like we talked about this in the Aliens episode.
We did.
I really
We talked about that.
Coming out like weird out of third base, like all of a sudden a giant robotic kangaroo shows up, and it's the Australians, and they just go Pacific Rim style.
I like what you just said, Sean. Someone just commented though.
My attention got refocused.
Just Some Fox says, I vote Kong because these kinds of movies tend to write in favor of the underdog, like how Captain America beat Iron Man in Civil War. To your point there,
yeah,
I like your point there, but also
people like an underdog.
Captain America had help, first of all. He wasn't alone. He was with the Winter Soldier.
I mean, he would have been fine, but like, all right, fine. He did have help. Yeah,
and Iron Man didn't want to kill Captain America in that instance, so he wasn't taking kill shots at Cap. He might have been taking them at Buck. But there was a lot going on there than just purely Iron Man versus Captain America. But who did come out on top in that fight? Captain America.
And so that's I think though, humanity loves an underdog. Humanity, even though Godzilla is the great protector, I think they'll back Kong. And maybe like Rick said, they'll give him a missile and tell him, hey, just shove this down his nose.
Well, it'll be interesting to see like why they're fighting. And if you had to pick what are their reasons for picking Kong over, like, why is it worth more if one wins over the other? Like, if Godzilla's usually been this great protector, then why is he now fighting? What has gone awry in this mega monster land other than the mega monsters? It's a mega monster land. That's normal for them, but something's gone more wrong than usual. And Sean, you said, what if
maybe like again, maybe it comes out of third base and like Mothra shows up.
Well, you said a crazy
Mothra's dead.
Kangaroo or something like that. No.
It's like a giant robotic kangaroo.
Well, there's Mecha Godzilla.
Pacific Rim style Australians, just like, g'day, mate. And
I don't think they're actually going to do a giant kangaroo.
Punch.
There are giant robots that could be involved, like Mecha Godzilla, Mecha Ghidorah. Who knows? It's possible.
But I don't think they're going to be in this.
Power Rangers had a giant.
The last one was King of the Monsters, and that literally introduced tons of different monsters and possibilities. They could go anywhere with this.
You're right. They could go with the
it might even just be a tease, like kind of how some of those ones.
They're basically trying to set up a series
Mecha Ghidorah
of these two giant monsters. Who wins?
That's why one of my favorite games on my GameCube was Godzilla Monster Melee. You had all the different monsters, including Mecha Godzilla, Mecha Ghidorah. The guy with drill hands. I don't know. He was like a big beetle with drill hands. It was awesome.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, man. Let me tell you. Lots of fun.
That's why I like guys like on Beetleborgs, too. God, that was
like the Power Rangers type thing, the mecha, the giant mech or monster or mech versus monster battles. I mean, that's all that style of which kind of had a huge growth in Japan. Get it? It was that sort of filmmaking, and that's why one of my favorite memes is like, you have the millions and millions of dollars going to shooting an Avengers movie, and then it all comes out like bland looking color. And it's like, meanwhile, the guy that makes Power Rangers goes and shoots it in a construction site, and everything is vibrant as hell. And it's just like what you can do with what you got versus.
We should do a March Madness style bracket for these animals.
We don't have time to do that now.
No, it's April.
April.
Yes.
Mental.
All right.
I'm letting you have it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I could see the annoyance, and I knew I'd accomplished what I'd wanted. Now, gorilla versus tiger.
Gorilla versus tiger.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely tiger.
Just gonna type. Here's what I'm gonna do, because this has been fun for us in the past. I'm just gonna type that into Google.
Oh, I thought it was the New England.
No. Not this time.
Really early in the episode.
That's okay. NedHardy.com.
Nerd Hardy?
No, I think it's Ned Hardy. NedHardy.com. Can a silverback gorilla defeat a lion, tiger, or bear in battle? I think we should read this article. It seems like kind of what. Do you guys want to take a look at it?
I mean, I'm here to speak, not to read.
I was elected to lead,
not to read. I picked 3.
Don't you want to read it first?
Let's start with tiger versus gorilla. Right? Just keep the image up. We'll go one by one.
We'll talk about these and then we'll get into it. Is that what you're saying?
Okay. So
I like it.
Okay. So here's my lineup, right? I think tiger and lion beat gorilla. I think gorilla beats bear.
Ooh.
But I think tiger and lion also beat bear.
See, I think bear beats all of them.
You think bear beats all of them?
I do.
I would disagree with that.
The bear has so much mass to it.
Now that I'm starting to look at it, yeah, I think.
I mean
grizzly bears are big.
Oh, here's my rock, paper, scissors, right?
Oh, wait, no, polar bears are mean.
Gorilla and tiger beat bear. Bear beats gorilla. Gorilla beats tiger and lion.
You just invented a new rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how it works for me.
So, okay, the rare... apparently, a leopard takes down silverback's gorilla from time to time, but I think what they're saying...
A leopard?
That's a rare occurrence.
Rise attack.
Yeah, and probably a weaker one off the herd, because gorillas are herd animals.
It's just the thing, though.
Or at least family.
A bear's the mass. It's got the claws. It's got the teeth. It's got all of the best attributes of the other 3.
See, but you got to think how much
gorilla hands in the.
Well, the lion actually has the male lion's mane. A lot of predators' instincts is to bite the neck. The mane keeps you from actually doing
protection.
That. So that will come into play against some of these things. Now look at some of these sizes. Male gorillas they've been documented lifting over 1,800 pounds. And throw with a force of nearly 1,000 pounds. 20 miles an hour. Can you imagine a gorilla coming at you at 20 miles an hour?
No.
They can and that's the thing. Gorillas can also bite with an incredible 1,300 pounds per square inch, twice the force of a lion, which is enough to crush a human skull like a grape. Now, I didn't know that. Though. I wouldn't
fit my skull in their mouth, though.
I wouldn't have. Yeah, probably. I wouldn't have thought that.
Gorillas don't seem like biters.
See,
gorillas are also very intelligent. I think that's what we were gonna be talking about. Like when that comes down to it in the fight between like Kong versus.
Reading this just makes me think that there should be a gritty reboot of Tarzan, where it shows like how like jacked up gorillas are.
I think they did that in the Tarzan movie when they showed them fighting a man, and he was just like. But now I get what you mean, like a gritty remake where they actually just rip him in half. The Snyder cut of Tarzan.
Oh God!
Yeah, right?
Here we go. This to me is telling me that the average gorilla is smarter than the average human I know.
Okay, but if it could understand up to 2,000 English words, like how long until a gorilla can, operate a handgun?
They can right now, I'm sure. But...
I'm sorry, a manufacturer. They don't even need to manufacture. We've got so many. They just need to find one.
That takes a little bit longer.
A tiger averages 10 feet long, and they can run twice as fast as the gorilla.
Yeah, they're kings of the jungle for a reason, man. They are the biggest of the big cats.
Didn't you say gorilla would take all, or did you say bear would take all?
A bear would take. Look, tigers are my favorite animals. I know a lot about tigers, but I still think a bear would beat a tiger just from sheer mass. Other than that, though, I feel like tigers gotta take it.
That was also the thoughts of this documentation here.
He's some sort of animal doctor.
Well, he's just literally going by the sizes and average, what they can do.
A tiger can beat a gorilla. A grizzly could definitely beat a gorilla. I feel like the gorilla lion is going to be the only matchup that's any close.
Looks like it here again.
Lion Tiger, I think, is going to be an interesting matchup.
Well, Tiger already won.
Versus gorilla, but not. I think he said lion, right?
Oh, lion versus tiger.
Yeah.
Oh,
That would also it would be interesting. Oh, they said the gorilla would beat a lion.
Wow.
Because they said it would be a stamina.
That
would be interesting to me. But also the lion is not as big as the tiger.
Yeah, and what weapons do they have? Like, what outside weapons do they have?
Lions?
No, like any of these things. Like, if you do you throw them like a pitchfork or a gun or something? Because then the gorilla's got a huge leg up.
I just want to say again, when we're talking about this type of thing, you've just reduced it again to a gladiatorial fight where we're just
no.
Yes, you keep.
They're gonna fight anyway.
All right,
and you're like,
Next up is nine. Next up is 9 elephants versus 3 penguins with rocket launcher.
And that's
okay.
Like they're already gonna fight. I just happen to be nearby with a couple weapons. Am I just gonna leave them lying around? No, I'm gonna toss them in. Let them gain an edge. Let nature take its course.
That just tells me right there that if nature was taking its course, either of them would turn on you.
I'm part of nature.
Destroy you. Yes.
Yeah,
they would eat you. You should be holding on to
say.
those weapons and running away from the lions and the tigers and the bears.
Nope. Not doing it.
And the gorillas.
I mean, that's how humanity started, right? Just
tools.
Stick running at a bear.
Just a bunch of tools.
Yeah.
Look, there's a woolly mammoth. Shall I bite it with my teeth? No. I'll tie a building to this stick.
Here's a good question. So we've talked about 2 land ones. Great white shark versus great octopus.
Octopus. Wait, I thought you meant giant squid.
Or octopus, squid, like same.
Oh
no, giant squids are
very
huge,
different,
and they're only
giant squids are like the size of
whale.
like whales. Yeah, because
sperm whales are the only ones that dive deep enough into the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a giant
squid would kill a great white shark.
No problem.
But the great white shark could get some damage in. But
right, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
I mean,
great whites,
sharks are older than trees.
On seals.
It
would be weird to see them fighting, but again, if it came down to it, I would give the advantage to the giant squid because again, it would come down to like mass.
I don't know, man.
I will say, we're all just considering a one-on-one matchup here. Like,
of course, I am.
Like 10 sample sizes.
If there were 5 sharks and 1 squid, I give it to the pack hunter over even though great whites don't really hunt in packs, but I mean they do, but not like wolves do. But I think that's a more interesting would be like a pack of wolves versus a bear.
Ooh.
I mean,
it's an even fight.
That's
I go wolves.
I mean, if they're perfect, you got the bear. You just got to outlast them, and that's wolves. They're not they're fast. They're not the fastest, but they can run forever, kind of like a dwarf. Lord of the Rings dwarf, not little person.
And their strategy is to hamstring if they can, and then run the prey down. So I think with a pack like that, the reason though that they go after
them
elk,
one time,
one swipe and you've just knocked out one of your thing, and that's why usually a pack would never engage in behavior like that. They go after things they can take down, but we're posing hypotheticals. So
if it's a pack of starving wolves, they will go after a bear.
Oh, just like they did Liam Neeson. No, not Liam Neeson. Was it Liam Neeson?
Are you calling him a bear?
Yeah, that's the gray.
Wait, I thought it was Leo. Oh no, Leo fought the bear.
Leo fought the bear
and won an Oscar
in the movie that he was in with Thomas Hardy on the Frontier.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's another movie with Liam Neeson where
he's fighting a pack of wolves.
Fights wolves,
but he didn't win. But he didn't win the Oscar.
Of course not.
No.
Of course not. You don't think Liam Neeson could win an Oscar?
It's not.
The
It's
man
not
has range.
Pretty sure he
not a
has won an
deep
Oscar.
movie. It's not a very deep movie. It's a guy fighting wolves in the snow. Like
What? Okay, the Leo one was him fighting a bear in the woods.
Also, I'm pretty sure the Gray
That's
was
where
like
bears live.
no, that was one part of the bigger movie. This
I never saw it.
whole movie.
and that
But
was
based
clear
on the
by the
script.
fact that you couldn't tell the difference between the two.
Look, Liam Neeson and Leo DiCaprio are basically the same person to me.
All right, who wins in a fight between Liam Neeson and Leonardo DiCaprio then?
It's got to be Liam Neeson. Come on, he's killed over like 6,000 men on screen.
I know, but
I think he meant off screen.
That's
I think DiCaprio might have the age advantage on him. A little younger, a little bit more spry.
I don't know. He's not that young though. Okay, so a man-trained gorilla.
Here's
A
the
gorilla
thing.
that's been trained by
Yeah,
men.
well, if I strap 2 machine guns to the back of a tiger,
Well, how would it fire them?
When machine gun,
Or-
then Tiger technical wins.
I don't care. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like how far are you willing to go with this? And that's why when it comes down to which animal win, well, man, until we inevitably destroy ourselves.
Hmm.
Wow, you took that deep for real quick.
That's what
Now
I
we're off.
So
do.
now I'm imagining
Yeah.
situations where there's like, like an army of gorillas. Just
Sure,
like,
sure. You mean like Planet of the Apes?
yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
genius!
Wow.
Maybe one of them would be named after a great general
I
who
for a
refused to
second,
give up power.
Yeah, look at
We could call him
I know,
something
he's
like-
I really thought I was onto something.
what
we
if
call
there
him
was an
Guardian.
army of men? I was like, there's a remake
Maybe.
of that already.
We could call him Caesar. Let's call him
There's a
Caesar.
whole trilogy of remakes.
And they're fantastic.
And they use
They
machine
are
guns.
really, really good.
And they make humans think that they're not as dangerous as they are by going, ooh, ooh, ooh,
Who's
ooh.
who's the human in the first one? Is it Marky?
James Franco.
James Franco.
Oh. For some reason, I thought it was Mark Wahlberg.
Also,
No, that's the Transformers.
John Lovitz. Yeah, John Lovitz is in it. No, not John Lovitz.
Joseph Gordon.
No.
Oh, he
yeah.
turned off his mic this time.
I'm
Couldn't let
gonna
us
go
hear the
look it up.
John Lithgow.
John Lithgow.
Yeah, he plays his father with Alzheimer's. Or
Yes, which is why he's trying to come up with a drug that he's testing on
movie.
chimps that ends up giving them super intelligence.
all right, so guys,
They blew it up.
if an entire group of animals at once decided to declare war on humanity, so it's just humanity versus this type of animal, what would be the worst?
Ants.
That's what Katie said, and I don't know.
Hands down.
I mean, there's so many. It's a tough thing. Why do you say ants?
It would look like the scarab beetle scenes from The Mummy. Like
Well, you-
literally, there are so many of them per capita, per just weight volume. They outnumber us so many times that they literally could form like a tidal wave and just swallow all of us.
This I'm guessing we're giving the ants super intelligence in this.
Yeah, they're all super, and they're all working together towards the common goal of destroying humanity. But humanity is also working together to destroy ants. So, you know.
Well, that would suck.
You never
Right?
win.
But you could say that almost about any species. The thing you should
I
come
don't
up with it's a shorter list of species you wouldn't be
almost
afraid
won
of.
against whales.
If
we
any,
almost
no,
won
but they're not super
whales.
intelligent, but whales are not super intelligent and all teaming up to kill us. If they were, it might be a different situation.
I mean, they're not like super intelligent, like like the Planet of the Apes, but like functioning highly enough to know that they hate us and want to destroy us.
Oh, so just enough intelligence for them to hate.
Yeah,
Good.
About
I
that.
never want to see the world that you create.
like bonobo.
I want to
level of
give these
intelligence.
animals just enough intelligence to know when they're pissed off.
Look, I think birds. I think
Like the birds.
Birds, yeah, kind of.
Like
Yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, the seminal horror movie. Hey, look, I went to film
You know
school.
what?
You bring up an example.
Fine.
Of
I think it's like I think
attack.
the worst answer would be Rear Windows.
Rear Windows?
Yeah.
But that's not an animal.
An animal. I know, but Hitchcock didn't have any other killer animal movies, so like cut me a little break. And what would your animal be then, Chris?
What would the worst animal be if it became like super intelligent and tried to kill us?
Just intelligent enough to hate us.
Man.
We already hate us.
I know it's already happening. Pick one that's fictional. Pick a fictional enemy, not something that's really happening. And Lost.
That's true. They did.
Is that true? They tried to wage war against emus?
And yeah.
And emus are like
that's a flightless bird.
They're ostriches. They're similar to ostriches.
It was right after the
ostriches who are like less of a dick.
Right after the First World War.
Is this real? There's some backstory on this emu.
Australian emu war.
Oh, you guys actually want me to tell you about
I was actually, waiting for you to
if you have information about this, please.
Oh, look, Wikipedia, it just says Emu War. That's actually the name. Also known as the Great Emu War.
Yeah, well, there was only one, so it becomes great by default.
I assume this is what people are talking about when they talk about the Great War.
That was World War One.
Nope.
And just like Sean just explained, by virtue of it being the only one, which is why it was the Great War, and then when there was a second one, that's why people started calling it World War One. It's crazy how all that boils down. One thing led to another, and Australia tried to wipe out the emus.
They went to war with the emus, and they were like, "This is great," and that's how it's got its name.
It's a great war.
No, if I remember it, they ran out of ammunition or something.
How did the emus get ammunition? Who gave the emus ammo?
Yeah, no, but they were there were so many of them. Yeah.
A man holding an emu killed by Australian soldiers.
Imagine joining the army, going through all of this training. Like, all right, son, you get out there and give those emus hell.
Yeah.
There was 2 attempts, and that was it. Well, you know what they say. Try twice and then give up.
At first you don't succeed. Quit and do something you're good at.
I mean, but you have to... I feel like when you start something like that, you have to try again. You can't be like, well, we fought them and lost. You have to at least go back and try again.
I don't know. There's got to be somebody there that was going, guys, what if we lose again, though? We'll never live that down.
That's a lot of emus.
By the arrival of as many as 20. Where did they come from?
It was after breeding season.
Guys, we're losing this war. Just create more.
They gave a bunch of land to soldiers after World War One, and then when they cleared the land for farming, the emus were like, "This is great land."
This is kind of like what we took from the Native Americans. So the emus are Americans in this one. Ooh.
I wouldn't say that, but you have, so.
I don't know. Look, man, as somebody with very little information on either, I feel very comfortable making that claim.
Wait, 2 guns?
2 Lewis guns and 10,000 rounds of ammo.
Yeah.
Troops deployed.
Make hats for his light horse.
Okay, so apparently emus are on the short list of things that would beat us. The
gun jammed after only 12 birds were killed, and the remainder scattered. So they're not like the wily buffalo, which will sit and die. These actually run away. It's not as easy to wipe out a species that will run from your bullets. This ain't the American plains, my friend. This is Australia. They're trying to survive.
in a weird way, it did help the Australians realize where they were militarily. And this is like
below emus.
Like they start getting better after this. That's one of the reasons why they do so well during the Second World War.
See, they were thinking about buffalo. You can tell by this paragraph they were thinking they were going to be just like buffalo.
The Emu Command had eventually ordered guerrilla tactics. So there's some
a crestfallen field force.
There's some emu Pentagon somewhere.
Emu High Command has passed it down. We're using guerrilla warfare. What? There are no guerrillas in Australia. That's why they won't be expecting it.
All right, so I think it's going to depend.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Wow, with the invulnerability of tanks.
Those were the bullets he was talking about. They're like this tribe of humans we were trying to wipe out, but we couldn't.
Ooh. All right, so I think it's going to depend on how much the animals hate humans, because bees would be a really easy answer if they hated us enough to commit like mass suicide.
Well, bees are almost dying out. Like
no, now you're like now you're thinking too far ahead. Like no animal is going to kill itself to get back at us,
except maybe humans again.
No, yeah, even we wouldn't.
No, because we're the. I don't know what other animals suffer from as much depression and suicidal thoughts as we do. So, if you had the chances, like, you know what I hate? Everyone in the world, and you had the opportunity to destroy the world, and you had to die in the process, you might do it.
But yeah, I think that would be making them too intelligent.
Humans, I agree.
That's true. All right, so I feel like killing birds in general is a cop out. So I think I'm just going to stick with something like ducks.
They can fly. Penguins can't fly.
Ducks. Yeah, ducks.
Wipe us out.
What do you mean, like I feel like ducks, geese, and swan?
Like, you know what?
Like all waterfowl?
Yeah, if we want to go with waterfowl,
we'd get an army of peregrine falcons.
There just aren't enough, though.
I don't think those are considered waterfowl.
No, I'm talking about that's how you shot the waterfowl. Peregrine falcons eat waterfowl. Yeah, you eat them, and that's actually what the stealth bomber is based upon. It's here. Let me show you. I saw this the other day. It's super cool because the peregrine falcon is one of the fastest diving bird, and that's actually what they based the shape of.
No, 190 miles per. I don't remember from Animorphs, but I knew that from
Animorphs.
Read the books
every time. No. Now I'm avoiding it on principle.
Look, man, we'll get you the audiobooks. They're going to be like 15 minutes each.
No, I'm not going to do it. Now I'm committed.
No, I'm committed.
No, all right. You know that scene from Biodome where they play safety dance to like drive them insane? I'm going to do that, but with like the Animorph audiobooks.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, a bird liked the design of a plane so much it copied it.
Right, that's what happened there.
It's the only thing that makes
Let's
sense.
see a bird do that.
It does. Every day on my car.
In midair.
And let's see that rain destruction down upon an enemy force and destroy the women and children in their village.
I mean, if we're speaking metaphorically, it poops
getting
on my
pooped
car.
On is different than having bombs dropped on you.
Look, as somebody who's never had bombs dropped on them, I can say it's not different.
There you go. As usual, what you've said, I have no response.
So, I'm going with waterfowl. Ants for Rick. Chris.
Didn't you have a different choice?
I went with. I had birds in general, but
then we got really specific and went waterfowl.
I'm switching it to waterfowl because I feel like the advantage the birds have is, like every time you go outside, you got to worry about something dive bombing you, going for the eyes.
That's actually another thing that happens in Australia.
I know.
Swooping season or whatever it's called.
Look, all I'm saying is that we're speaking hypothetically about things Australians deal with every
day.
That is their life.
Yeah, here it is. The
fundraiser
Australian magpie swooping season. Magpies are ubiquitous to urban areas all over Australia and have become accustomed to people. A small percentage of birds have become highly aggressive during breeding season from late August to late November. They will swoop and sometimes attack passerbys.
Yeah.
See? Now, if they were organized and they hated humans altogether,
it would just be the movie The Birds.
Yeah.
When we come full circle, back to that.
All right, Chris, pick an animal.
All right.
Dogs.
They already kill the most people each year.
I would just be sad because man's best friend turning against us.
The dogs would be more sad, though.
My dogs would never do that.
No.
Your dog's already turned against Chris.
But dogs is a good one, I feel like. Especially with more and more people getting dogs.
Just like one day, a coup. They're already in so many homes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's why
I think there's a Rick and Morty episode about that one too. Hyper intelligent dogs taking over the world. So I guess I could even bring down my own argument with a reference and say it's already been done. I know that. I'm not just doing it to everyone else. I'm doing it to myself too.
Just because you're self-deprecating doesn't make it better.
I'm not self-deprecating. It's actually going to show just how intelligent that I am. Look at all these references. Clearly, that means I'm intelligent.
Go back to the deprecating.
I can reference things. I am. It's both.
All right, fine. I still think birds.
All right, shark versus bear.
In the water or on land?
That's the question. I think that's the determining.
Well, I think you put them in an arena since you put it half in and out of water.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking like drop them from a plane and let them fight on the way down.
Like
sure, yeah, actually, yeah, because then you have there's only maximum velocity would be hit at some point, and then but then the shark's going to be out of water.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But he's probably more aerodynamic though, given his ability to adjust to
splat faster,
or maybe get some good shots in.
I mean, if they're already angry on land, the shark would have a great. They're older than trees. They haven't evolved since the megalodon, except to get smaller and sleeker.
They weren't on land,
and they should be feared.
Yeah, but they're not on land.
I feel like even on land, it would have a chance
to die because the bear, whatever we're talking about, fighting it would just watch it die.
Okay. Look, this is if just the bears. The bear's gonna engage. Come on.
It's a clear advantage, one or the other, based on where they're fighting. Well, that's the whole
What kind of bear is watching the shark going, I'll wait for it to suffocate?
What kind of bear is watching the shark like, let me go attack a shark?
A hungry one.
What kind of bears are watching?
Are you drinking out of a popcorn or a small bucket?
No, why?
Technically, you're just describing any cup.
Oh,
yes, I am.
It's a bucket with a handle.
Oh man, does that make it easier to carry? Yes, it does. It's also the size of a cup. Are you drinking out of a small bucket? Well, normally I lap it out of my hands down by the riverside, but I had a live stream to do.
And so you're.
This is the guy who's talking about Godzilla or King Kong using tools, and he can't fathom a cup. Is that a small bucket that you're drinking out of? You're like some kind of wizard.
You're already holding the cup. You don't need a handle.
Well, if I'm carrying it from one place to another,
you have a handle.
Sure, why not? It's a cup with a handle on
it. They're called mugs. They exist.
Well, they have handles on the side. This is
it's a top handle. It's obviously superior. Look, if it's good enough for a construction site, it's good enough for my face.
Wow. Okay.
It's a cup. Why is this blowing your mind?
Bucket. It's not a cup. You're using a bucket.
By that logic, buckets are cups. Or all cups are
It was
buckets.
made. It was made for the purpose of putting liquid into my body. Now, if you want to call it a bucket instead of a cup or a mug, I don't really care.
Okay, good, because we're calling it a bucket.
We're calling it a.
Because that's what it is.
Do you see somebody with like a mop, like putting it in there and going, "Why are they ruining that drinking water?" In a bucket.
If you could fit a mop into this, I would say, wow, you've had the world's smallest mop. Also, get your fucking mop out of my cup of drinking water. You psychopath with a tiny mop.
I'm a psychopath.
Go clean a floor for ants.
No,
with
you're
your
gonna
mop
kill it.
that fits in my drinking bucket.
Chris's bucket.
Drinking bucket.
Chris's drinking bucket.
Ooh,
You're acting like it's
ooh.
a pail of like a giant bucket.
It's a
Like,
pail.
I went down to
pail.
get this from the hardware store.
It looks
is.
like
It's
you
a
make
pail.
I'm not
sandcastles with
drinking out
it.
of a no. That would be
Drinking
this
out of a
big. It would
pail.
be huge.
It looks like you took it off the beach, rinsed it off, and put some water in it.
You know what? Look. Oh, now there's no handle. Is it okay? Can I drink out of this now? I took the handle off. Is it
It's
okay,
a-
sir? Excuse
it's a
me,
pretty cool
sir.
looking cup.
Sir, am I allowed to drink out of this now without inviting derision and scorn upon myself? Because clearly, if you drink out of something that's got a little handle on the top, the world must be coming to an end, and we've got to focus on that and
No,
just break it down into the most
Chris, there's nothing
nonsensical
wrong with
bullshit.
it. It's just unusual. It's just
Well, no,
unusual.
it's not, because look, there's nothing there anymore. So what is it
It's
now?
America.
What is it now?
Drink from
No,
whatever.
what
Now
is
it's
it
a
now?
cup.
It doesn't have. Oh, okay. So now it's a cup.
Yes.
Then okay, you're an idiot.
Chris, it's America. You can drink out of whatever vessel you'd like. You want to drink from a vase? I'll support that too. Maybe a flower pot. Anything that can hold liquid, my
Just to
man.
be clear, I didn't have a problem with the bucket.
I know you didn't. You're just an idiot.
I don't like that.
Thank you for calling attention to it, though, because I would have let that one. I would have let that one go by.
Because
I just
there's
thought it was
nothing.
strange.
Oh, all
I
right.
could really go for a sandcastle right now, though. Like building one. I haven't built one in a while.
Well, you're gonna need a bucket, so I don't know who you can call.
Chris doesn't have any left since the handles have been removed.
Well, if I put it back on, then maybe I will have a bucket, but I don't currently have one right now, and I don't feel like dealing with the philosophical nature of this bucket versus cup debate. So I don't know if I can help you. What are you going to
Fair
use to shovel the sand?
Shovel.
No.
Hands.
What if we used a bucket to shovel, though? Is it then a shovel or is it still a bucket? Oh, it doesn't have a handle. Well, now it's a.
Now you're just being ridiculous.
Oh, now we've reached ridiculous.
Yes,
Oh,
that's the point.
I have made it. I have made it ridiculous. Welcome, everyone. Hey, I have made it ridiculous, everyone.
It's your show.
Oh, now it's my show.
My God, is it possible? It must be possible. It's happening. By the way, what's happening?
That's fair.
All right.
So
Bear can,
Touche.
bear
bear
can
can
swim.
swim.
Touche.
All right. So I got one last question for you guys then.
Okay.
Of a tiger, a bear, a gorilla, or a lion, you got to go one-on-one with it. Which would you choose?
Which death would I like to choose?
I mean,
Do I know how to use a gun?
that's really.
Or it's just one-on-one and
Right.
we're not including weapons? Well, is there an arena of
It's
people who
kinda-
might want to toss me
The thing is, it's not like a coliseum. It's more like Predator.
Can someone toss me
Yeah. Now I go gorilla because
a
a gorilla
bucket?
will kill me quickly. Like if
That's not.
I'm not.
necessarily
I'm not.
true.
I don't know.
Tiger's gonna bite me with teeth
Might,
and
like,
stuff. Like I think.
Make you its, I don't know, mate.
What
I
would
think
you
gorilla
choose?
goes, boom, and crushes me.
I think lion. Tiger, way too big. A bear, not gonna take down a bear. Come on.
You
The
think
bear.
you could take down a lion?
No, all of these
I think
animals
like I have like
are
a
going to
1 out of
kill you.
10. 1 out of 10 chance.
No, all of these animals kill you every time.
If it's you, weaponless. Actually, even if we gave you some weapons, I wouldn't
That's
think
what I'm
you'd
saying.
have that much of a shot.
All
It
the time.
depends on the weapon, but I don't disagree. Look, it's I'm thinking more like out in the jungle woods, like Predator. I could fashion a weapon, maybe a trap or something.
You realize that in those movies, those were professional killers being hunted by a more professional killer,
wait.
which is the same scenario as you against Tiger.
I want to hear what kind of traps Andrew thinks he can build in the jungle.
To stop a tiger.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
This is what
I'm
to
gonna okay. You
Ooh,
sharpen
pit trap.
it. You dig a hole. You put those sticks in there that are real sharp. You put some
And
poop
while
on
you're
there.
digging a hole,
so when they
a tiger kills you in the grave that you made for yourself.
I don't know. I distract it. With
I
like
got to the jungle to fight a tiger. What are you
Let
gonna
me
do
guess,
first?
let
Well,
me guess,
digging a
you're
hole. Oh,
You're gonna like fashion a rope and like put it
All I
on
have is this
a
cup.
small tree. Like, no,
You can't shovel with a cup.
you can't do any of that.
No. But then like you put those sharp sticks in there. You rub some poop on it. So then if it like scrapes its foot or something, it gets all infected, and then it dies from infection while I hide.
Archer.
Where are you going?
They just had an episode of Archer where
All of
there was
these
a guy
animals-
stuck on the Vietnam island, and he was actually on
He was
a Japanese island. Yeah, he didn't know that the World War II is over, and Archer falls into his pit trap. He's like, "Was there poop on that? Don't tell me if they rubbed poop on that."
That was a common, guerrilla warfare.
They were still finding Japanese conscripts into the 70s.
I'm just saying, poop sticks.
Just like that episode of
No, that's what they
tiger
based
or
it
lion
off.
gets an
That's
infection.
a real thing that happened.
I hide
yeah.
for a couple weeks until it dies.
No, you definitely died beforehand, mostly by injuries sustained building your own trap.
in all of the other hypotheticals, I don't think running away was ever an option. I don't think like avoiding detection. It's a fight. You don't just get to like, I'll hide in a hole with no supplies while this predator tries to kill me.
Whoa. I'll find some supplies.
Just like the traps that you'll make.
Yes.
Out of the supplies that I'll find in the jungle, why not?
Look, I have hands to dig a hole. I got some sticks.
I got two perfectly good tools right here.
But
And
Andrew,
the tiger
when
has
is the last
claws
time-
with which to maul you with.
When's the last time you dug a hole?
For like
With your
a
hands.
person?
With your bare hands.
Oh,
without even so much as a cup.
Yes. Been a while, right?
Let alone a handy bucket.
No. Last year I did some gardening.
What the hell is that? Is that
Wow.
euphemism? I ate a salad.
I put some flowers in it. There were some really nice azaleas.
Did you use your hands to dig the hole?
Like I scooped, yeah.
You used a little tiny shovel, didn't you?
I like
No, it's called a
Trowel.
trivet?
Trowel.
Shovel?
The trowel is the
that.
phrase.
trowel. I'm thinking of a shovel.
Oh, so you don't know the words to everything.
I do not.
That's surprising because earlier it seemed like you knew the proper definition of every single item that could ever exist based upon how it looked and what purpose it served.
just drinkware.
Just drinkware. Fascinating. I'll be sure to remember that for all of time.
Drinkware.
Just let it be known that this guy is the ultimate master of drinkware terminology. Thank you. No, that guy.
No. Chris Pratt.
I do like the extended discussions we have about what makes a cup versus a bucket. I think we agree. It's
How
the
we
hand-
choose to use it.
True.
No.
And the hand.
There's no difference between any of them except the ones that you make up.
Yeah. All right. So you guys don't think you could take out any of those four animals then?
Without
No.
weapons?
That you could fashion weapons.
No,
Okay.
no.
Then
we-
no. I'm still going to say, knowing myself and my ability to fashion things,
How hard is it to make a spear?
The fact that you say it like that shows you don't know how to make a spear.
I'm gonna make a spear.
Okay.
And you don't know how hard it'll be. You don't
Okay.
know. You said, how hard could it be to make a spear? Because
Okay.
you don't know how hard it is to make a spear. Especially when you could
can't be that
effectively
hard.
use against a lion.
I
The
think
cavemen can do it.
all three of
They
us
could.
would die, but I would outlast you guys.
Well,
That's bullshit. No,
Oh,
you'd
you
be
know,
my.
I'm
You'd
just
be the
being honest.
bait.
I think I would be the last one.
team
if
up.
all three of us are there together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying, okay. So
Okay.
he's just like, I'm going to trip somebody and run.
No, I just think we
Chris,
all.
can we agree to like?
That's
team
what
up
I would do.
against
So I'm
them?
got to feel like my strategy's got me going to last longer than one of you guys.
So just
Well, only
play
one of
dead.
us in this situation. Only one of us needs to die
Oh,
necessarily. Whoever
While the other
we
two
trip,
dig holes.
no, we
and put
flee.
traps.
We flee as far away as we can and maybe find help. Now, if that's not possible, then it becomes a kind of a dangerous
No.
game of
where are we?
do we try and set up
We're
some sort of
Savannah
I don't
or
know.
the jungle?
At this point, we're on some sort of island with somebody
Yes.
setting dangerous animals upon us for fun.
Yes, it's
So
like
they just
I'm
live there.
screwed beyond just regular screwedness. But I still say sacrificing one of us immediately for the greater good of the other two is probably what would happen one way or the other.
it's a blend of it's a blend of like planet
Could be
Earth
me.
and the
See,
yeah.
they get it.
It's a Geico slogan.
A child could make a spear. That's what I'm saying.
No, you're not going to make a spear.
I just want to see the spear that you make that you're going to take down the tiger
get it.
with.
You know
just
what?
by yourself. It's like me with my spear that
Okay,
I've made.
you know
What?
what?
Spear did you make? Even if you made a perfect spear, now you have to go take down a tiger with your
And
spear.
you're not
Just
you're not
hide in the
allowed to
tree.
use-
And like,
you're not
you know,
allowed to use tools. You have to fashion a spear.
yeah, from like rocks. And then like
Yeah. Okay, you have until next week to make a spear.
Do you know how to make
not a
rope?
problem. Who
Do you know
needs
how to
rope?
make
Who
what?
needs-
How are you going to connect your rock
No.
to your stick?
Oh no. I'm gonna use the rock to sharpen the stick.
Oh,
There you
so you're just going to have a wooden point. You're just going to have a
But
wooden,
a really pointy one.
one wooden stick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one wooden stick can do it if it's
Even
See,
a stick. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, my thesis here is not that you couldn't defend yourself with a stick. I'm just saying, when's the last time any of us tried to fashion something by hand?
and while I still say while you're halfway through like making your stick is when it pounces on you from behind. Whatever, I call it a stick because a spear would at least
We all die.
what? No, you put your back to a tree. Keep your head on a swivel.
again
Look out
that's
for-
not the
No, I
best.
like this-
You
I
should
like
go for the
spear.
tactic of Leonidas in 300 and go towards a crevice that you can at least use your smaller size as an advantage.
Okay,
I
fine.
like-
I'll do that,
I like
and then I'll
the
dig my hole there.
And he just had a wooden stick, so that's totally the thing you should have used to say. And he'd beat a wolf in a fictional account. So, of course, these are all hypotheticals. So, again, see,
I'm still gonna go with digging a hole, making a poop trap.
that
and
is
then
the
hiding
worst
from it.
idea. That's the worst idea.
I
So
don't
while
think
you're
so.
doing
No.
that,
Then I
Sean
don't
and
actually have to
okay.
fight it.
Depends on how far ahead you are of said tiger. Like if you have time to dig a hole, digging a hole takes like a
Who
lot of
knows? The
time.
tiger may not know I'm there.
What are you
yet.
digging a hole with, by the way?
I mean, you can
Again.
Your hands?
use your
No.
hands.
Digging a
A
poop
stick.
trap?
A stick I've fashioned
How
into a
much
shovel.
poop do you have for this trap? How much
Do I
time is
have
passing?
time?
Do you have enough
Okay,
food to sustain
of all,
yourself while
if
you're
I'm on
digging
some
this horrible
island-
pit?
My diet is going to be solely fruit, so I have an unlimited amount of poop for these traps.
How do you know? How do you even have enough time? Why is there this much time? If it's you versus Tiger, we didn't give like the bear a chance to like dig a pit or do any of these
Or
other
the
things.
Bears
Or go to
don't-
the Industrial Revolution.
That's because the situation is basically
Give the bear
Here's
time to dig a
you.
pit.
here's
Like
you
it's an
versus
ambush predator
Tiger.
from underground.
Well, maybe it would want to. I don't know.
Bears could develop metalworking.
We just
Who knows?
basically said they show up and just go right against each other. So you show up and Tiger go. Oh, do you have time to dig your hole and make a pointy stick? No, you just got eaten by a tiger twice.
That's what I'm saying. We all die.
Well, that's where he got his idea for the coconut radio that he was going to use to get off the island.
I was thinking about coconuts when I was talking about sustenance. So
look, there's going to be fruit everywhere. How do you break open the coconut? Haven't you even ever watched Survivor?
Yeah. Oh, I'll just use the Michelle. Damn it.
That he had because he crashed on a plane and had tools to work with. You don't have tools.
How
it's
did
you on a tiny island with a tiger.
Out the way. Wait,
there's no tiger on Survivor. He didn't have to deal with that.
Though that would have made for a very interesting event.
Okay, so first,
a much shorter
I'll
movie.
make fire. You know
Why
what?
is there one tiger on this island?
Burn it down then. Just
what was it eating before I
burn
showed
it
up?
down.
Burn down the island?
Or that and the tiger.
How do you light the fire?
With do I have my glasses?
That you can do.
Do I have glasses?
Say, yeah, and so while you're hunched over starting a fire, the tiger has watched you and eats you.
Well, first you make friends with the tiger.
If you have a handgun,
you convince
you
it it's
might have a chance. Since you have glasses, I'm going to give you a handgun, and I'm going to give you a 50-50 shot.
Ooh.
Oh no, that's way too high.
That is way
too
too
high.
high. Is the target moving? Because then it's like a 1% chance.
You don't actually even know where the target's going to be. I think it would get
that's
the
a
jump
1
on
in
you.
1,000.
Oh, wait.
I would.
How
That's
does the tiger get to go in and hide first?
I think Rick's selling you a little bit short here. I mean, if we were to give you a gun, I
you
think
know
you'd
what?
stand
Rick,
more of a chance.
Give me a gun,
that guy
run
from
in a zigzag, and see how comfortable you feel with me shooting at you.
If the guy that
10% chance.
If the guy that runs Jimmy John's can
I'll
take
take
down
that.
Big Game with a rifle, I gotta figure that Randy would stand a chance. Just based upon that.
Wow. That was a
I'm
good
willing
one.
to give you the benefit of the doubt.
That was a good one. Well done.
Do we want to check in with the New England
Yes.
Journal? What are we checking? What am I searching?
Tiger.
Tiger?
Oh, I think you just.
No, poop stick.
Animal attack?
I think we just go with animal and see what comes up.
Or
Good
spear.
enough for the new.
How to fashion a spear.
In New England.
New England Today's Survival Journal.
We've got famous animals of New England.
Oh, that.
That's the first one. And we've got Guide to New England Animal Sanctuaries.
Moose. Moose are surprisly
A chickadee farm.
nasty animals.
Chickadee.
I do want to see that.
Close-ups.
Close
Yep.
up.
So we'll check that out. But let's check out the famous animals of New England. That's got to be. No wonder it was at the top. Heroic dogs to tragic.
Ooh, this was written less than
Tragic
a month ago.
animals.
God.
Animals have always been a vital part of New England life. From the oxen in the field to the dog by the hearth.
All right.
Charlotte's
So,
Web and Dr.
Let's see
Seuss.
these animals.
Yeah, let's see the
8
real ones.
famous animals.
Oh, that's like
God.
He looks like he's wearing a jacket.
it's like it's
Captain
Sergeant
Dog.
Stubby. He was a World War I dog.
Sergeant Stubby.
Yeah, he's a real dog.
There's a movie that came out in 2018, apparently.
Yeah.
While the date and details of his birth are unknown, like most dogs.
Like all dogs.
Yeah, he like went
Well,
to
if
the
we'd known he was going to be famous when he was born, we would have kept track. He had a short legs and tail. That's why he's stubby. They taught him tricks. And dubbed him Stubby.
he basically became like what is it? Animal mascots at that time? Like
Sure.
he had like a unit dog.
Yeah.
And it functioned as like kind of a
Oh
morale.
my god. He wasn't supposed to go to actually with them across.
No, he
But they
was
stuck him aboard.
He was on the scene for 17. Wow.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was a cool dog.
And he had a talent for locating wounded soldiers.
He
That's
ended
a
up
really tough animal to start with.
He
And-
captured a German spy. Listen to this. Look at that.
Yeah.
captured a German spy. Hearing sound in the stillness of the night, the dog, who guarded sleeplessly, stole out of the trenches and recognized a German. Attempts by the German to deceive the dog were futile, seizing his prisoners by the breeches, which is pants. Stubby held on until help arrived.
Which is a little known part of history that I want to see happen. I want a video of that event where the German spy tries to deceive this dog who's staring at him in a trench.
Dude, this dog met
Toy?
3 presidents.
Would you like a squeak toy? There you go.
That's 3 more presidents than I've met. Ooh, a jockey?
That's the next one, I think. Probably not the jockey as so much as the horse.
Oh.
This is about the animals.
Never heard about that.
All right.
Keep scrolling.
Yeah, screw this horse.
Yeah. Oh, they won the Kentucky Derby. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
seal is there.
It's a sea lion.
Andre,
It's a seal. Okay.
the harbor seal.
25 years.
And he's made friends with a man. They all watched.
They all
Flipper.
watch Flipper together. Riding around town in the back of the family station wagon. Yeah, if you had a full-grown seal in the back of your station wagon, I bet people would be looking twice. Wow.
Huh. That's kind of interesting.
For the regrettable casting of a sea lion is on. Oh yeah, because sea lions have the little flippers and seals don't. So, another horse.
Another horse.
Horse.
I know you don't like horses. It's an
No, I
image
don't.
of figure. Well, that's
The
interesting.
famous Morgan horse.
Horses are dead.
Okay.
None has had a more lasting legacy than this one.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I'll never know.
I will not learn.
Because I'm more interested in this dog.
Yeah.
It's Chinook.
Oh, it's a sled dog.
Oh.
Why, during the era of the Klondike Gold Rush, sled dog drivers could be celebrities. And that's exactly how this entire...
Prospector.
Well, because they said it was the Klondike Gold Rush.
No, not that voice. No.
Dog?
All right, what's the next one?
Oh, wow, they actually named a breed after this entire dog, the Chinook.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Duh. Excuse me.
Old Bet.
This must be the
Oh, is
tragic
this the-
elephant.
Is this the Thomas
I
Edison
thought that
elephant?
said by Ann Coulter for a second. I was like, what the hell is she
Oh
doing?
God!
What a tragic story this will turn out to be. Old Bet. One of the first elephants in the United States. Oh, actually, one of my teachers, I think, made a
Was this the one that was electrocuted?
music video about this. No.
No, too early.
Old Bet. Twitter cat. The famous Twitter cat? Isn't like
There's
any
no-
cat a famous Twitter cat? It's like if you have a cat.
This
like-
is that cat that's famous and it's from the internet.
Yeah, look, this is just someone who posted about the
Okay,
cat on Twitter.
Somebody just has a. Okay.
And that's just a dog that's its tongue doesn't stay in its mouth.
Yeah.
No,
Famous Instagram dog. I think some of the earlier entries were a little bit more impressive. We'll have more lasting legacies.
No.
than, like-
Are you kidding me? The dog that caught a German spy
Oh, look at
This
the honorable
one
mentions.
has got a funny tongue.
honorable mentions.
Vermont's lovesick moose. I don't need any more. I don't need that. I'm good.
We're not. We're closing it.
No.
If hopefully you can read that, and that'll.
All right, guys.
All right.
I wanted to see more.
I know. And
That's crazy.
hey, I think I remembered our topic that was supposed to be for this week.
What were we talking about?
Alternate realities.
No, that was the one you mistakenly thought was last week, and then I said we can do that next week. And then when I asked for a topic this week, you said, "What would happen if two animals fought each other?" And I was like, "Okay, then."
I thought it was good.
I enjoyed it very much. So
Yeah.
I got to give credit to my wife. She came up with the idea, and I said, if they like it, I'm taking it. If they
she's
don't,
actually off screen right now.
I'm telling you.
Gun.
Almost
Tell them
always.
whose idea this was.
Your job,
Almost always.
Tell him
All
that if the
right.
gorilla had the gun, it would win. I'll tell him.
All right, fellas. I will see you next week, spear in hand.
Well, next week we could do alternate realities. I
Whatever-
don't want to.
Whatever we do, I'm gonna bring a spear. That
I want to see a spear.
Oh yeah, you make a spear by next week, and we'll see what you come up. We'll give
You
you
know
a
what?
week.
We're packing up our house to move. It's Easter weekend. We're busy. I'm gonna find the time to make this spear.
Yeah, exactly.
please
Listen
do.
to all
It'll
those
take like an
things you
hour.
have to procrastinate on.
But you're not allowed to use tools.
It's the perfect time to make a spear.
Yeah, I could get a sharp rock or something and just shave it
Rock's
down.
a tool. You're
Next
using a
time.
tool. You have to actually just
I
rub
can get
it
a
against
rock
the
on an
ground.
island on sand.
Mhm.
I cannot wait to see this spear.
Okay, so does a sand blaster count then?
Should we each make our own weapon?
What are you gonna make? Like a sword?
These are my artisanal nunchucks.
I'm gonna go take a walk and see what I come up with. What I find out in nature. That's basically the task.
These
right?
are the
Like,
little
I found
spiky
this
balls
weird
that when you
wall.
step on, you go, damn it!
This is a 1911. You found it
Where? My gun safe?
outside. I took a walk. I ended up in a gun store. I traded him 13 chickens and a goat. So
He was furious and told me to stop.
stop offering me goats and chickens.
All right, gentlemen, I'll see you next week.
Weapons in hand.
That's right. With my